So this is a live drawing that I did on my Twitch channel regarding a comic that I'm working on called RP Comic. And it's one that I've worked on before, but the original comic itself was a little too confusing for people. Um, so I'm basically just going through and like remaking the whole thing. Um, what I'm drawing here is basically a D&D based comic where all of the player characters are, or rather all the players are like chibi looking designs. And then like later on, like when you look at the in-game characters, they're going to be like more detailed, not realistic, but like comic looking figures. And the players are basically based off of, like, loosely based off of my friends, as well as my mother and a puppet. It's going to be like a funny little gag or whatever that like one of the players or something is using a puppet as like an additional party member so that they can flesh out the party and make it like a full like 4-person party, when essentially I really just didn't know what like 4th player to add to it. So I was looking around my room and I just found like my puppet was sitting in the corner and I was like, screw it, let's just add the puppet to this. So we did that. And then also like my mother input that she would like to be added to the comics. So I added her in as well, which is going to be interesting. Again, these are all like loosely based off of people I know. I'm just going to be writing them however I see fit to match like what's going on within the comic itself. And they're all just basically creative ideas that I came up with. So I want to use like the cliche copyright thing that people put like in front of parodies and whatever. Like any resemblance to people either living or dead is merely coincidental and has no reflection of those people in life. Something like that, you know. This is all just from my brain and like loosely based off of D&D stuff that I've already played through before myself. Anyway, so these are like just kind of basic lollipop looking characters when the players are out of game. So they're not like super detailed or anything like that. They just have the big lollipop head and the weird tubular body and lumpy feet. So they're not going to have like any deep shading or again like proportions or whatever. They're just kind of stand-ins for like things that happen outside of the game. And one of the gags is that like Michael there is going to have some snarky, sarcastic, stupid thing that is written on his shirt for every new scene that he's in. So it's going to be really fun to try to come up with like new t-shirt designs or whatever for him to like wear. And like I haven't gotten like reward levels set up for my Patreon right now. So I'm thinking maybe one of those reward levels is like having some input on what kind of shirts or what stuff is going to be on Michael's shirt. And I think that should be like a really interesting like reward level for a Patreon. And so like when I add my mother here, she's basically going to be like the noob that's just joining a D&D campaign for and playing D&D for like the first time ever. So it's going to be interesting to have that like insertion for like that kind of archetype. And then next to her, we also have Eugene that is going to be added. And he is just a puppet. And I'm not sure who's going to actually be puppeteering Eugene. That's going to be a surprise for the end, but it should be entertaining in the least. Just to have like this weird puppet thing that's being controlled by somebody. And I'm not sure what all of their characters are going to be, but it's going to be really exciting. Like, whenever we get the chance to see what characters are all going to be played by what players later. And what's really funny is going to be to see what the puppet is going to play. Like I said, he's just kind of a stand-in for an additional fourth player and character that is needed for like a full fleshed out party, you know? Anyway, that's all of the video. So I hope you enjoyed it, and make sure to like and subscribe and check out my Patreon and stuff.